When cutting-edge construction technology is used, it makes it possible for large-scale building projects to be much safer, more productive, and more efficient. There's been a long history of innovation in the building business, which has led to big changes in the kinds of structures that can be made. For example, the invention of cofferdams and caissons made it possible to build beautiful underwater buildings. During this time, improvements in tower crane technology made it easier to build taller, which made it possible to build huge buildings. The year after the pandemic was hard for the construction industry, which had to work hard to protect its workers and get work sites back up and running after a long building boom. The industry has reacted to this difficult time by putting more focus on innovation, and it's likely that the next year will see the development of more automation and technologies that are changing the way construction is done now. Number 5. Virtual or mixed reality. Augmented reality means that a digital layer of information is added to a user's view of the real world. People who work in the construction business can use a mobile device with augmented reality capabilities to look at a job site and see extra information right on top of the photo. For example, a construction worker could point a tablet at a wall and see the plans for making that wall as if they were part of the real world. This would make it look like the building plans were actually in the surroundings. Augmented reality has big effects on the construction business because it makes it possible to get more information right where it's needed. Augmented reality can also be used in the following ways. Augmented measurements. By instantly measuring a place in real time, augmented reality technology can help construction workers follow building plans exactly. Visualize plans. Before committing to any possible changes, construction companies can see what those changes would look like by putting the suggested project changes right on the active worksite. Augmented reality devices can show workers safety information in real time by pointing out possible dangers in their surroundings. The workers are then given this information. Augmented reality can be used on a phone or other portable computer, but it's expected that in the future it will be done with AR glasses, which would allow users to always have access to important information without having to use their hands. These augmented reality glasses are just one example of the many wearables for building that could become popular in the next year. Number 4. Construction wearables. Wearable technologies in the building industry can help increase productivity in a number of ways, but the main reason they might be adopted quickly is because they make workers safer. Hundreds of construction workers die every year in accidents like falls and collisions with machinery. This makes construction one of the most dangerous fields in which to work. Wearable technology has the potential to make workers safer, which could cut down on the number of injuries and deaths in the field. Here are some examples of wearable building tools that are on the market right now. Smart boots are powered by the movement of the person wearing them, and they can tell if a construction worker is about to run into a nearby sensor-equipped construction car. Clever hard hat. By watching the brainwaves of workers, smart hard helmets can find microsleeps, which are short times of sleep that put workers at risk of getting hurt. When worn on the hands, power gloves improve the worker's agility and strength. This helps the worker avoid overuse injuries. Other types of wearable technology, like smartwatches, monitors, and safety masks, can make lone workers safer, tell if they're tired, and help find their contacts. We are on the verge of a revolution in the building industry that will make each worker more productive and safer. But the benefits of technology for workers are not limited to small portable wearables. They can also include bigger personal gadgets like building exoskeletons. Number 3. Construction exoskeletons. Construction exoskeletons, which are sometimes called exosuits, are robots that can be worn on the body. They have motorized joints that can help with repeated movements like bending, lifting, and grabbing. Exosuits are another word for an exoskeleton. Exoskeletons were first used in rehabilitation programs, and now they're becoming more famous as a tool that construction workers can use to make their jobs safer and more productive. Even though some exoskeletons are powered by energy and others just spread the weight across the body, they all help people with physically demanding jobs in different ways. Here are a few examples of exoskeletons that are used on construction sites. Back support exosuits. This powered suit that goes around the shoulders, back, and waist of a wearer makes it easier to lift big things. Crouch support exosuits. A knee support exoskeleton is an exoskeleton that's attached to the legs and acts as a chair even when there's no chair around. This makes it easier to stay in a crouch for a long time. Shoulder support exosuits. Exoskeletons can keep your shoulders from getting tired when you lift things above your head by taking the weight off of them. There are also full-body exoskeletons that are used in building. These exoskeletons make lifters stronger and less tired at the same time. Even though exoskeletons make it easier for construction workers to do hard jobs, the industry is also looking to construction robots to make things even easier by letting machines do some of the dangerous and hard jobs. This will let the field focus on things that will make more money. Number 2. Construction robots. There's still a long way to go before construction robots completely take over the industry, but leaders in the field are looking at a number of ideas and concepts as possible answers to the lack of workers and the need of social distance. There seem to be 3 main types of robots that could help change the way people work in the building industry. There are robots in workplaces. Factory robots are made to do one thing well and consistently, like making things that are made over and over again. Collaborative robots. Collaborative robots can be used to help a person on a building site by, for example, carrying tools or other pieces of equipment. Fully autonomous robots. Fully autonomous robots, which already exist in some form and are like the robots in science fiction, can figure out what's going on around them and use a variety of tools to do complicated jobs on their own. Even though construction robots like this aren't widely used yet, other technologies that were once thought to be cutting edge are now routine. Drones, for example, are already a common sight on building sites where they're used to do jobs that would have been impossible or too expensive just a few years ago. Drones. Drones have already made a big difference in the construction business, and over the next year, their effects are only expected to grow. Using cheap drones with cameras could bring down the prices of processes that used to be too expensive for most people to do. Here are just a few ways that drones are already making a big difference on building sites. Mapping, especially topographic mapping, is very important before a building is built. Drones in the air can scan large areas in a short amount of time, which can save up to 95% of the cost of mapping. Keeping track of equipment. On a big building site, it's easy for tools and machinery to get lost, whether they were bought or rented. Drones can keep track of all the tools and machinery on the site for you. Drones can keep an eye on a place even when there are no people there. This makes them useful for keeping an eye on security. Goods and tools can be stolen from building sites that aren't being used. There are other ways that drones could change how success is reported, how safe people are, and how buildings are checked. One way that drones and other types of building technology will keep getting better in the future is through the increased use of AI and machine learning. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.